So you want to know how to introduce yourself in English? Well, get this. We've got a mountain of research and advice here, just for you.
It's like we're giving you a master class on making a killer first impression.
Whether you're at a party,
Or a job interview.
or even just meeting new people for the first time.
Yeah, and get this, research shows you have only 7 seconds to make that first impression.
7 seconds. That's like less time than it takes to make instant coffee.
Okay, we're going to break down how to make every second count.
So what's the big deal with self-introductions? I mean, it seems pretty straightforward, right? You just say your name and that's it.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, a self-introduction, it isn't just about saying your name. It's a chance to connect with someone,
Wow.
to showcase your personality, and even spark a conversation. Think of it as your own personal elevator pitch.
Ooh, I like that. An elevator pitch. So how do we craft this pitch-perfect introduction?
Okay, one framework that I think is incredibly effective is the present, past, future approach.
Present, past, future.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really simple structure that helps you present yourself in a clear and engaging way.
Mm-hmm.
You start with who you are now, like what you do,
Okay.
and then you seamlessly transition into talking about your past experiences and skills.
Gotcha.
And finally, you wrap up by sharing your aspirations for the future. And that leaves them with a sense of your goals and your drive.
Okay, so basically we're giving them the whole package in a nice little timeline.
Exactly.
I can see how that helps avoid that awkward silence after you say your name. I
Totally.
was like, okay,
No.
what do I say next?
Yeah, and the best part, this framework is totally adaptable.
Oh, okay.
You can use it whether you're chatting with new classmates,
Yeah,
networking at a conference, or even interviewing for your dream job.
awesome. So we've got this present, past, future structure. What else can we do to make our self-introductions, I don't know,
Shine.
shine, stand out?
Okay, well, think of it like this.
Yeah.
You're creating a masterpiece. Your canvas is the conversation, okay? And the elements you use are going to determine the impact of your introduction.
I'm liking these analogies.
Okay, so clarity is crucial. You want your message to be easily understood.
Right.
And relevance is key, too.
Relevance, okay.
Yeah, tailor your introduction to the situation and your audience.
Like tailoring a suit, right? You don't wear a swimsuit to a wedding.
Exactly.
You got to have the perfect fit for the occasion.
And of course, confidence is your secret weapon.
Ooh, secret weapon. Confidence.
Yeah, speak clearly, make eye contact, and let your personality shine through.
Gotcha.
A little bit of personal touch goes a long way, too,
Okay.
Mentioning a hobby or an interest can make you relatable
Mm-hmm.
and spark a conversation.
So it's not just about what we say, it's about how we say it.
Yes,
It's about that genuine connection, right?
you got it. And don't forget to be open to further conversation.
Okay.
And your introduction with a question or an invitation for the other person to share their thoughts. It shows you're genuinely interested in getting to know them.
Okay, so we've talked about the structure, we've talked about the key elements, but let's get practical here.
Okay.
What are some phrases, some actual phrases we can use to make our self-introductions smoother?
That's where the fun begins.
All right.
We've uncovered a treasure trove of 48 useful phrases,
Wow. 48.
categorized by their purpose.
That's like,
From introducing yourself to asking for names, talking about your job, and even wrapping up the conversation gracefully.
it's like a whole toolkit for self-introductions.
Yes,
Okay, can you give us a sneak peek? What are a couple of these go-to phrases?
absolutely. For a casual setting, you could use something simple and friendly like,
Okay.
"Hi, I'm your name. It's nice to meet you."
Easy peasy.
Or in a more formal environment, you might say, "Good morning. My name is your name, and I'm your job title."
Okay, so those are great starting points. I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing how a simple phrase can just set the tone for the whole interaction. But what happens after we've introduced ourselves? How do we keep the conversation flowing?
Smoothly transitioning into asking for their name is key.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you could say something like, "And you are,"
Mm-hmm.
or, for a slightly more formal approach, "May I have your name, please?"
Okay, easy and effective.
Exactly.
It's all about those little cues that keep things moving.
Yes.
Now, what about talking about our jobs?
Mhm.
I think a lot of people struggle with finding that balance between highlighting their experience
Right.
and not sounding like they're bragging.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
Right.
You want to showcase your skills without coming across as arrogant, right? So you could say something like, "I work as your job,"
Mm.
or I've been working in your field for a number of years.
Okay.
And if you want to add a bit more detail, you can mention specific skills or projects you've worked on.
Gotcha. Concise and informative without being too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Now, how about sharing a bit more about ourselves, like our interests or where we're from?
Those personal details, that's what makes you memorable.
Sure.
You could say something like, I'm from your city country,
Hmm.
or in my free time, I enjoy your hobby.
It's amazing how even small details like that can just make a big difference in how people perceive us.
Absolutely.
But let's be honest, sometimes the hardest part is just knowing where to begin.
Okay.
Is there like a framework, a blueprint, something we can use to make sure we hit all the right notes in our self-introduction?
Absolutely. Think of it as a blueprint for success.
All right, I'm ready to build.
We're going to break down a comprehensive framework,
Awesome.
and it'll have you introducing yourself like a pro in no time.
Okay, where do we start?
Okay, first, you need a solid foundation.
A foundation, okay.
Start with a simple greeting like hi or hello, then introduce yourself by stating your name.
Okay.
You can also mention your role or the reason you're there, depending on the situation.
Okay.
For example, hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm the new marketing assistant, or hello, I'm John, and I'm here for the project meeting.
Clear, concise, to the point. Perfect. Now, what comes after this initial introduction?
Next, you want to add some bricks to this foundation.
Okay, add some bricks. What does that mean?
Provide a little background information about yourself.
Okay.
This could be where you're from, your education, your current job, or any relevant experience you have.
Right.
The key is to keep it concise and relevant to your audience.
Gotcha.
Think of it as giving them just enough information to pique their interest and establish some common ground.
So not giving them our whole life story, but just like a little glimpse.
Exactly.
Okay, what are some examples of what would work well here?
You could say something like, I recently graduated from your university with a degree in your major,
Yeah.
or I've been working in your industry for the past 5 years.
Okay, those paint a clear picture without getting too bogged down in details. I like it.
Right.
But now comes, I think, like the tricky part. How do we highlight our skills and achievements without sounding like we're bragging? I know a lot of people struggle with this.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
You're absolutely right. It's a delicate balance. The key is to focus on specific skills that are relevant to the situation. Think of it as showcasing your strength in a way that aligns with what's important to the other person.
So if we're at like a networking event for tech professionals, we might mention our coding skills.
Yes.
Or our experience with certain software.
Exactly.
Okay.
You could say something like, I'm proficient in Python and Java, or I have extensive experience in developing mobile applications.
Okay, perfect.
Right.
Targeted, and they demonstrate our expertise without sounding like we're boasting.
Exactly.
Now, what about achievements? Should we mention those too?
Achievements are like the trophies on your shelf, okay? They demonstrate your competence and your drive.
Okay, delicate.
Briefly touch upon awards, promotions, successful projects, or anything else that showcases your abilities.
So we might mention a recent project that exceeded expectations, or a time when we went above and beyond in a previous role.
Precisely. Just remember to keep it concise and relevant to your current goals.
Right.
You don't want to spend too much time talking about achievements that aren't relevant to the situation.
Right. We want to showcase our best selves without getting sidetracked.
Totally.
Now, I'm curious about the next stage of this framework.
Sure.
What about our ambitions and our values?
Yes.
How do those fit into our self-introduction?
This is where you add the personal touch.
Ooh, okay.
Sharing your aspirations for the future and what drives you allows others to see your passion and your purpose. It's what makes you stand out from the crowd.
So it's not just about what we've done, it's about where we're going.
Yeah.
I like it.
And who we are.
What kind of things could we say here?
You could share something like, I'm eager to learn more about your field of interest, or I'm passionate about using my skills to make a positive impact.
Fantastic examples.
Right.
They convey enthusiasm and a sense of purpose.
Yes.
I can already see how this framework is coming together.
Yeah.
Now, what's the final piece of this self-introduction puzzle?
A strong finish is just as important as a strong start.
Okay.
You want to conclude your self-introduction in a way that leaves a lasting impression on your listener.
Okay. I'm all ears. How do we do that? How do we end on a high note?
Think of it as a call to action.
A call to action, okay.
End with an open-ended question that encourages further conversation. It could be something as simple as, I'm excited to learn more about your company,
Yeah.
or what are you most passionate about in your work?
Brilliant examples. I love how those just invite engagement and keep the conversation flowing.
Exactly.
This framework is incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
I can see how it can be adapted to any situation.
Yeah, from casual meetups to formal interviews, it really works.
But what about those times when we need to introduce ourselves in writing, like in a cover letter or an email?
Yes.
Are there any specific tips for those scenarios?
Absolutely. Written introductions are just as important as verbal ones. They're often the first impression you make, especially in professional settings.
So how do we make sure our written introductions stand out from the crowd?
The key is to treat it like a tailored suit, perfectly fitted to the occasion, okay?
Yep.
You need to align your skills and experiences with the specific requirements of the job or opportunity.
Gotcha.
Carefully read the job description and highlight the skills and qualifications they're looking for.
So it's like we're showing them that we get it, we understand their needs,
Yes.
and how we can contribute.
But it's not just about ticking boxes, okay?
Okay.
Showcase your proactivity and enthusiasm.
Gotcha.
Let them know you're actively pursuing your goals and eager to contribute.
So instead of just listing our skills, we're highlighting our initiative and passion for the field.
Precisely. Mention relevant projects, volunteer experiences, or any other activities that demonstrate your commitment and drive. Paint a picture of someone who is passionate and proactive, not just someone who is filling out an application.
Okay, I'm starting to see the difference. It makes a lot of sense.
Right.
But are there, like, specific phrases that are particularly effective in written introductions?
You bet. When introducing yourself, you could say something like, I am writing to express my keen interest in the job title position at your esteemed organization.
Ooh, that's a great opener.
Right.
It's formal, professional, and it conveys our interest clearly.
Exactly.
What about when we're highlighting our skills? What kind of phrases can we use there?
Try phrases like, I possess a strong track record of success in relevant area, or my expertise in specific skill would enable me to make a significant contribution to your team.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah.
They sound confident,
Yes.
and they demonstrate our value without being too boastful.
Exactly.
Now, how do we wrap up a written introduction effectively?
Reiterate your enthusiasm and leave a lasting impression.
Okay.
You could say, I am confident that my skills and experience align perfectly with your requirements, and I am eager to learn more about this exciting opportunity.
That's a perfect closing statement.
Right.
It's confident, enthusiastic, and it just leaves the reader with a positive feeling.
Exactly.
Now, I know we have a ton of those 48 useful phrases to cover,
Yes, we do.
but before we get to those, I want to dive into some practical examples of self-introductions in different workplace scenarios.
Okay.
Let's start with that dreaded job interview.
All right, let's put ourselves in the hot seat.
I'm ready to take notes.
Imagine the hiring manager has just asked us to tell them a little bit about ourselves.
Okay, this is where it gets real.
You want to strike a balance between being informative and engaging.
Mm-hmm.
You could say something like, thank you for the opportunity to interview today.
Okay.
My name is your name, and I have number years of experience in your field.
Mm-hmm.
In my previous role at previous company, I was responsible for key responsibilities.
Okay.
I'm passionate about your area of interest, and I'm excited to learn more about this opportunity.
That's a great example. It's concise, it highlights relevant experience, and it conveys enthusiasm. But what about when we're introducing ourselves to a new team?
Okay.
That can be a bit nerve-wracking too.
Totally.
Like all these new faces.
You want to come across as friendly, approachable, and eager to contribute.
Right.
You could say something like, hi, everyone, I'm your name, and I'm your job title. I'm excited to join this team and contribute my skills in your area of expertise.
Okay.
I'm also eager to learn from all of you and collaborate on some amazing projects.
Perfect. It sets a positive tone and highlights our willingness to learn and be a part of the team.
Exactly.
Now let's tackle one more common scenario.
Yeah.
Introducing ourselves at a professional networking event.
Okay, yes, networking events, they can be a goldmine of opportunities.
They can.
But they can also be intimidating.
They can be a little scary, yeah.
Imagine you're approaching someone you'd like to connect with.
Okay.
You could say, hi, I'm your name.
Mm-hmm.
I work as your job title at your company.
Okay.
I'm here today to learn more about your area of interest and connect with other professionals in the field.
Okay.
What do you do?
Ooh, that's a great way to break the ice and start a conversation.
Yeah.
It's clear, concise, and opens the door for further discussion.
Absolutely.
Now, I know we've only scratched the surface of those 48 phrases.
Yes, we have.
But I think our listeners are eager to hear more.
Me too.
Are you ready to unlock this treasure trove of self-introduction gold?
Absolutely. Let's dive into this collection of phrases
Awesome.
that'll have you introducing yourself with confidence and flair in any situation.
Yeah, right. Let's do it.
Okay, so are you ready to unveil these 48 phrases?
Yes, I'm so ready.
These are like magic spells for self-introduction.
Ooh, magic spells.
We've got them neatly categorized, so
Oh.
you'll have the perfect phrase for any situation.
Perfect. I'm ready to expand my self-introduction repertoire.
All right, so first up we have phrases for the grand entrance.
The grand entrance. Okay.
Introducing yourself.
Right, me.
For casual settings, you can try, "Hi, I'm your name. Nice to meet you."
Classic. I like it.
Or, "Hey, I'm your name. What brings you here?"
Ooh, a little more intriguing.
Yeah, and if you're with a mutual friend, "Hi, I'm your name. I'm friends with mutual friend's name, too."
Okay, those are great for parties or social gatherings where you want to keep things light and friendly.
Exactly.
What about when we need to be a bit more formal?
Okay, for those situations, you can use, "Good time of day. My name is Name, and I am the job title role."
Okay.
Or, "Hello, my name is your name. It's great to meet you."
Mm-hmm.
Or a simple, "Pleased to meet you. I'm your name."
Okay, those have a professional polish that's perfect for, like, conferences or business meetings.
Yes.
Now, once we've introduced ourselves, how do we gracefully learn the other person's name?
The art of the name exchange.
Yes,
It's very important.
it is.
So here are some phrases to help you navigate this smoothly.
Okay.
If you just want to keep it neutral, "What's your name?"
Okay.
If it's more casual, maybe you didn't quite hear them. "I didn't catch your name. What was it again?"
That happens.
Or if you want to be formal, "May I have your name, please?"
Mm-hmm.
Now, you could also include your name when you ask for theirs. So something like, "I'm your name, and you are," would be casual.
Right.
And then something like, "Could you please tell me your name?" would be more formal.
Okay, those cover the spectrum from casual to formal. I like it.
Yeah.
Now let's talk shop.
Let's talk shop.
How can we introduce our professional selves
Mm-hmm.
without sounding like a boring resume?
So here are some phrases that highlight your work experience in a more engaging way.
Okay.
Just a simple, "I work as a," your job is fine. If you're new somewhere, you could say, "I recently joined company and I'm excited about my role in department or project."
Yeah.
In a formal setting, "I work with company as a position."
Mm-hmm.
Or you could highlight your expertise. "I specialize in field or industry."
I see.
And then a simple one that works in a lot of situations is, "I've been working in field for a number of years."
Okay, those are great for showcasing our experience without being too technical. But remember, it's not all work and no play, right?
Right.
How do we inject a bit of personality into our introductions?
Okay, so here are some phrases that can help you share a bit about where you're from and what you enjoy.
Okay.
You could start with, "I'm from your country or city.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from?"
Okay, get the conversation going.
Yeah, you could say, "I grew up in place, but I've been living in place for time."
Okay.
Or simply, "I come from city, state, or country."
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be a little more casual, "I originally come from place. What about you?"
I like that.
Yeah, and then a classic, "I was born and raised in city or country."
Those are perfect for creating connections and finding common ground.
Yes.
Speaking of common ground, how do we share our interests in a way that sparks conversation?
All right, these phrases are your secret weapon for discovering shared passions.
Ooh, secret weapon. Okay, lay it on me.
You could try something like, "I enjoy activity. Do you have any hobbies?"
Mm-hmm.
"Outside of work, I love spending time on hobby or interest."
Mm.
Or if you want to be a little more direct, "I'm really into hobby or activity. Do you enjoy that as well?"
I like that.
Yeah, and these are good classics too. "In my free time, I really enjoy activity." Or, "One of my passions is hobby."
Okay, I love how those phrases invite the other person to share their interests as well.
Yes.
But what about when we're in, like, a specific situation, like at a party or an event?
Right.
Are there phrases that help us comment on the surroundings?
Absolutely. These are really good for breaking the ice.
Okay.
You could say, "This is a great party, isn't it?"
Classic.
If it's your first time, "It's my first time at one of these events. Have you been to others before?"
Okay.
Or you could say, "What a fantastic event this is, isn't it?" Or, "Have you attended this event before?"
Okay, those are perfect for getting the conversational ball rolling.
Yes, exactly.
And while we're on the topic of, like, being social, what about complimenting someone?
Yes,
It's such a great way to create a positive vibe.
it is.
What are some phrases we could use?
Okay, these phrases will make you a master of compliments.
I'm ready.
If you want to compliment their perspective on something, that's an interesting point of view. What made you think of that?
Hey.
a classic compliment. I really like your dress. Where did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a more formal setting, you could say something like, I must say, your expertise in field is impressive.
Okay.
Or, you've done a wonderful job organizing this event.
Right.
And if you want to be a little more specific, your work on project is very impressive.
Okay, those compliments are genuine and thoughtful.
They are.
But sometimes the real challenge is finding things in common with someone new.
Right.
What are some phrases that can help bridge that gap?
Okay, so these phrases are designed to uncover shared interests and spark connections.
Lay them on me.
Do you also find topic to be challenging?
Okay.
I'm trying to meet people in field. It's great to connect with someone else who's interested.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you've discovered something you have in common, it seems we have topic or interest in common. And then you can ask them about their experience with it. Have you always been interested in field or hobby?
Okay, those are great conversation starters.
Yes.
But sometimes we hit it off with someone,
Right.
and we want to keep the conversation going.
Yes.
How do we smoothly extend the interaction?
Okay, these phrases are key to extending the conversation and deepening the connection.
Okay, tell me more.
You could suggest getting coffee. Would you like to join us for coffee? We can discuss this further.
Okay.
Or lunch. I'd love to hear more about your experiences, maybe over lunch.
Right.
Or if you don't have that much time, do you have time for a quick chat after this? You could also say, I'd love to grab a coffee sometime and learn more about your work.
Okay, those are perfect for expressing interest
Yes.
and suggesting further interaction.
Exactly.
But all good things must come to an end, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
How do we wrap up a conversation gracefully without seeming abrupt?
Okay, here are some phrases that'll help you exit the conversation smoothly while leaving a positive impression.
Let's hear them.
You could say, I've really enjoyed our chat. Shall we exchange contact information? Or, it's been great learning about your work. Let's stay in touch in a more casual setting.
Wow.
Let's catch up again soon. I enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah.
Or, it was a pleasure speaking with you. We should definitely reconnect.
Okay, those are perfect for leaving the door open for future interactions.
Yes,
Wow, 48 phrases. That's a lot to absorb.
it is.
But I'm already feeling more confident just hearing them.
Remember, these phrases are tools in your self-introduction toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
The key is to choose the ones that feel natural to you
Right.
and that fit the situation.
Exactly.
And don't be afraid to adapt them to your own personality and style.
It's like having a script, but with the freedom to improvise
Yes.
and make it our own.
Make it your own.
But there's more to a great self-introduction than just the words we use, right?
You are absolutely right. Our words are only part of the story.
Right. What else is there?
We also communicate through our body language.
Body language.
And that can be just as important as what we say.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's dive into the fascinating world of nonverbal communication.
Let's do it. It really is.
Yeah.
It challenges us to think about self-introductions as more than just a formality, you know?
Right. It's not just a box to check off.
Exactly.
It's more about like,
They're a way to put our best foot forward,
mm-hmm.
showcase our unique qualities,
Yeah.
and create connections that can lead to amazing possibilities.
It's about recognizing that every introduction is an opportunity
Yeah.
to like plant a seed
Yes.
that could blossom into a new friendship,
Absolutely.
a career opportunity,
A mentorship.
or even a life-changing experience.
It's about taking ownership of our narrative and
Yeah.
presenting ourselves to the world with confidence and authenticity.
So powerful.
It is.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
let's recap some of the key takeaways for our listeners.
Yes, let's do it.
We've explored the importance of those crucial first 7 seconds
7 seconds.
and how to make them count.
Make them count.
We've uncovered the power of the present, past, future framework for structuring our introductions.
Such a great framework.
And we've unlocked a treasure trove of 48 useful phrases that can be adapted to any situation.
So many phrases.
I know, right?
It's like having a cheat sheet for self-introductions.
We've also emphasized the importance of being aware of our body language.
It's so
A
important.
firm handshake,
Yeah.
a genuine smile.
A confident posture.
All of those things can speak volumes about who we are.
Absolutely.
And above all, we've learned that practice is key.
Practice makes perfect.
Or at least practice makes progress.
Yeah. Progress, not perfection.
The more we practice, the more confident and natural we'll become.
Exactly.
So go out there and start introducing yourself with confidence.
Yes. Put yourself out there.
Embrace every opportunity to connect with new people and see where those connections lead.
And you never know what might happen.
Exactly.
It's so exciting.
And remember, The world is full of fascinating individuals,
Yes, it's
just waiting to be discovered.
waiting to meet you.
And a well-crafted self-introduction is the key to unlocking those connections.
It really is.
So happy introducing everyone.
Happy introducing.